So you might be asking, who am I and why am I talking now in English? So my name is David, though I've always appeared as Camino el Ermitaño in like my online presence, which is like the path of the hermit. And I have transitioned to English because I have noticed that there is a bigger reach, and well, English is one of like my main languages, or like one of the first languages I learned when I was a little kid because I was raised in Miami. And I just feel that my whole social media presence is really calling for a change, and within that change is this language, because I feel that with English I can reach a broader audience, even though my audience used to be Spanish, but now actually on my TikTok lives, which is like the main place or my main online presence is on my TikTok lives. So if you want to see that, you can go down here and I'll leave my link. I'm always online every day. It depends where in the world you're at, so I cannot say a particular hour, but it is always around 6 p.m. Spain time. I think that's like Central Europe time. So you can kind of like figure out what time that is wherever you're watching me. And I have this need to reintroduce myself because, as I said before, all my content, as you can see on my channel, has been in Spanish. I mean, even my name is in Spanish. So definitely this will be a space where I will be reintroducing myself and kind of giving a vibe of what I want to share on here, and to make this also kind of like this introduction, though obviously knowing that I'm always changing, transmuting and transforming myself, so even the content on here might change. And well, I fixed my book bag here because I'm actually gonna go out and film the short form content, which I do almost daily, which is of me doing like general readings, which I feel that more than like, you know, trying to see what's happening in your world, it's kind of like just sharing the general wisdom that tarot has for us. So right now I'm gonna go and film some of those. And also I'm always taking my journal and a book with me because I normally film in like little parks. So in this park, maybe I'll have some time to journal. I really want to do that before I get back here, make lunch and go live. But you know, I've also want to do this, or I want to be in like this online presence, because I want to reconnect with my practice, which, to be honest, I feel I have truly left behind a lot of my practice. And just because I work doing tarot readings, so then tarot readings and doing this magical act or this magical practice is my day-to-day life. So in a way there is a practice, but then I think it kind of lost its form and like the personal part of it. And for me, YouTube is more of like a personal space, or like I would like to call it like a journal, where you can see me grow in my personal practice and how it transforms, because I really do feel that my personal practice is asking for transformation, because that is why I feel so stuck, or as in like, you know, I'm not really doing any practices truly. I think just yesterday I started meditating, which is something that I really want to reestablish within my practice, which is daily meditation. But other than that, I really haven't been doing anything much other than maybe meditating and journaling, which for me, it represents a part of my spiritual practice. So I think this is also a space to hold myself accountable for my practices. I already meditated today, but I want to meditate more. So I will just be taking you guys on this journey and to film some videos, and to also chat about more of my own process and kind of like where my practice is standing at, where my curiosity stands, and also the history of my practice and for how long I've been practicing, because I've been practicing for over 15 years now. So come along. So I got into magic and witchcraft when I was 13. I was quite young. It was through a book, very basic book. It was like more like like an illustration book. It was like very visual, very nice and pretty, kind of like a very basic encyclopedia that would go through the history of witchcraft, like, you know, from the cavemen to modern Wicca at that time. And just seeing, like, you know, like from the indigenous practices up to today, and like all and ceremonial magic and Wicca. And then, you know, Wicca was like that last chapter that really resonated with me, and that became like this entry into witchcraft and magic. Though in particular, you know, I was very young, so rituals being so structured and like asking for all of these tools, I just did with whatever nature gave me and the little objects I had and that my family could gift me, which was actually my tarot cards. I actually don't have my first tarot deck with me, but my grandma did give me a tarot deck, and then some online friend as well gifted me another tarot deck, which I still use today, and I'm very fond of it. And tarot became like this pillar within my practice, and tarot is so filled with esoteric knowledge and wisdom. I truly feel that a lot of the magic I've learned has come from tarot, and it is like this very important part of my practice. So you will definitely see me talking about tarot a lot, and astrology. I learned astrology because I learned tarot, and then I started learning, you know, some of the astrological correspondences of some cards, and then that's how I got into astrology as well. But I love both equally, as just like these worlds of like wisdom, of like ancient wisdom and knowledge, of like, you know, even like psychological archetypes. I think those are all valid visions, and they're all valid ways of seeing the esoteric and practices. I would like to consider that my channel would be focused on the esoteric, not only witchcraft or ceremonial magic, because I feel like I am constantly, you know, bouncing in between these two practices. So I don't want to like just like, you know, enclose myself in one area. And then I've been practicing on and off for 15 years. Since 2020, my practice has been quite stable, obviously with like some short-term periods where, you know, either I'm very busy working on, because I used to work in film and TV as an assistant director, so then those were long periods where I couldn't really do much of my practices. But where my practice right now, where as it stands, really focuses on connecting with land spirits, or the spirits of the land, that I am currently living in Spain, in Granada. So it's really about, you know, communicating and connecting with the spirits of the land, earth spirits and plant spirits, through doing like, you know, little traditional witchcraft spells that I've actually been learning from Alana's book, which I actually have here with me, which is like, it's kind of like not the wheel of the year, but like month by month traditional practices here in Spain. So we'll be seeing a bunch of that on here, and I've been trying to connect again with like that traditional witchcraft aspect, but also I've actually been listening to a lot of like ceremonial magic things, and I actually feel like I want to do the LBRP again, which is the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, which I feel like really like really cleanses like your space and really recenters yourself. So I really want to put that back into my practice. I used to do it, but it was like kind of like a way connecting with Hecate, which I might do that again, because I think I remember that one more clearly, but I want to see other LBRP rituals and see which resonates with me. And that's kind of like, you know, the mix of magic that I do. So back to why I'm creating content, I feel that first of all, it makes me feel more accountable for my practice. It makes me feel more accountable also for my learning process and the knowledge that I am learning. I feel like this motivates me to read more books so that I can share that which I am learning in these books to you guys. And so I think in that way, it holds me a bit more accountable. And so I think there's no better way of learning than teaching. And I am not trying to say that I'm here to teach, because I'm just a regular spiritual person that has had a lot of experiences in the spiritual realm, but also that I feel like from a humble perspective, like I just love learning, and this kind of forces me to learn. And if I have a video on a certain topic that I want to discuss, then I have to investigate, I have to read, and then I have to explain it. And while verbalizing it and, and putting it into words, I feel like I truly learn those certain topics. And just also kind of as honestly an artistic medium, I feel that I want to reconnect, because I studied film and TV, and this has always been like a space and like a medium that I truly enjoy connecting with, filming videos and just like creating this little visual journal of my life. And I think it's just like kind of like a nice and wholesome experience for me, and also a place to just, create a space of calmness and a space of tranquility here on the internet, which, if you've ever been on my lives, I really try to embrace and embody a sense of presence and a sense of calmness. And even some people have told me that they put my live just to relax, or they just put it like in the background because apparently my voice relaxes them. So if I'm creating a space like that and I'm creating that energy, I would like to continue to nurture that, because I feel like when I find artists that create a space of tranquility, when I listen to them or when I see them, I just love it. I feel it's like so different from the rest of what we can find on the internet. And if I can be this safe space or this space of tranquility for people, then so be it. I love that. And well, if you want to be part of like this space, it's quite easy. Honestly, I will just be trying to post weekly videos on here, and you can just comment. But also, if you want like a more direct contact with me, I would recommend my lives. There we chat a bunch also, just about life, just about magic, just about my thoughts on things. And also I do tarot readings, so you can get a tarot reading on one of my lives, or also a private tarot reading with me, which is if it's something that you like. There's also like the subscription base on TikTok, which is the only one I have for now. And we have the point is to create an English chat, because I have a chat but it's in Spanish with Spanish speaking people. So now I have to create now the English community chat, so that we can all talk and just have like discussions around spirituality and just life in general. Because also I believe that there is this important thing I need to share, which is like, the material and mundane is so interconnected with the spiritual, and there is truly no separation. There's just this illusion of separation between us, between the spiritual and the mundane. And to give closure to this video with this beautiful view and this beautiful sunrise, I'd like to ask, like, what are your spiritual practices? Where do you come from? And how did you end up on this video? So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and for being here. Thank you for existing. Thank you for creating space to consume this kind of content. And I hope to see you on my next video. So see ya. Bye.